Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list updates. Today's date is Monday, August 1st, 2022. So this will have covered the week of July 25th through the 31st of 2022. Anyway, this was a very productive week overall. Got quite a few trophies and started back on an old game, which you will probably already see here. Anyway, so we've got a good number of games to talk about this week, so let's start out with A Plague Tale: Innocence. Like I said before, great game, had a lot of fun playing through this one. Took me a little over a week to get the platinum, but you could certainly do it faster. It's only about maybe a 12, 13, 15 hour game. It's not that long. So to get the platinum, you're going to get a bunch of trophies simply by completing the game. So 17 trophies by completing the 16 chapters plus the epilogue. So that's going to get you almost half of your total trophies. Then you have to find all of the flowers. I think there's 13 of them. It's one of the collectible types. There are 20-something curiosities. That's another collectible type for 2 more trophies. The gifts, I think there's about another 15 to 20 of these. So that's your 3rd collectible type. And if you just follow a guide, you can follow chapter by chapter guides, or you can follow something like PowerPix has a guide that has pictures of where everything is and some descriptions. Now, you also have to fully upgrade both the sling and the equipment, and there are enough materials in the game just barely during a single playthrough to fully upgrade both, but I missed out on it by just a little bit, unfortunately, so I did have to do a little bit of material farming to finish this off. But the nice thing is that there's actually a glitch you can use, and I think I used it for the PS5 version because of the weird way the auto pop works, and I'll talk about that when we get to the PS5 version. But there is a glitch you can use. I can't really explain it that well because it has a lot of button pressing at precise times, and I definitely recommend looking up a video of it, but it can allow you to basically upgrade all of your equipment without needing any materials, and you do it in, I want to say chapter 10 is where you load into the game, and you can perform it right there and then. So I would highly recommend doing that if you want to save yourself the hassle of doing another playthrough. If you're really good about securing resources and not spending too much of it on ammo, you can get both of these trophies during a single normal playthrough of the game, but chances are you're only going to get one of them fully done in a single playthrough just because you might be making more ammo or you might miss out on some materials if you don't explore as much. So do keep that in mind. You have to craft a total of 100 ammunition, which this one should come naturally throughout the course of the game because you're going to need to use all the different kinds of ammo to get through the game. The 5 alchemist carts are your last type of collectible, so there are only 5 of them, but they are very worth seeking out because they give you a whole bunch of materials that you can use for your upgrades and for ammo, so definitely useful. Then we get to our level-specific trophies. This is in the very first chapter. You have to use Amicia's sling to destroy some targets when you first get back to the estate. This is in the second chapter. You just have to find an apple tree before you get chased by the angry mob. You have to play hide and seek. This is in the 4th chapter. You have to sneak up behind Hugo when he's hiding in a vineyard or something and get him before he gets you. The saving a soldier, I think this was either chapter 5 or 6. There's going to be an English soldier that is sort of stuck up against a wall, and you can either use the light to basically send the rats at him, or you can trigger the lantern next to him to save him, so you have to save him. You find the tomb. This is in the 1st chapter where you're really exploring the castle, so that's 7 or 8. This is in chapter, I want to say 9. It's the one where you have to sneak into the university or the church, whichever one it was. I think it was a university. I want to say it's a university. And you have to sneak into it, and you can go in through the outside, but for this one you have to kill the 2 front door guards, which are the bigger guys with the shield, so they're a little bit tougher to kill, but you'll get that trophy out of it. It's not too hard, though, if you have some good materials for it. This is done in, I think, chapter 12. There's a couple of soldiers on the ground that you can choose to, send the rats after them, or you can try to keep them alive for this trophy in particular. Then this is in chapter 14. This is the chapter where you play as Hugo, and you basically just have to follow the captain very closely. I would definitely recommend looking up a video for it. You have to get a little bit lucky at the end and not get caught, but it's not too hard. And then finally, you have to find Roderick's Forge. This is in the final chapter. Well, chapter 16, not the epilogue. So it's there. It's just another area-specific trophy. So overall, great game. Would highly recommend. I will say, though, the auto-pop gave me a lot of problems with this game because it wouldn't do it correctly. Like, it wouldn't show the save, and it wouldn't allow me to upload it, and it wouldn't have the progress done in it. It's really, really finicky. There's a very specific way you have to do it, and I believe PSN Profiles has a forum for what you're supposed to do. But you have to do something very specific in the PS4 version with getting your save, making sure it's uploaded correctly. Then you have to, from there, go into the PS5 version in a certain way as well, and that'll auto-pop your trophies, except most people don't manage to get all of the trophies to auto-pop. Most people get a majority of the trophies to auto-pop. I don't think anyone's ever said they didn't get all of the chapters or the collectibles or even the miscellaneous trophies. It sounds like, and from what happened to me and from what I've read on the forums, it looks like it's these 3 trophies that are the least likely to pop. So it's possible that none of the 3 will unlock, or it's possible that like 1 or 2 out of the 3 will unlock. As you can see, the only one that didn't unlock for me was fully upgrading the equipment. So I don't know if it has sort of something to do with whatever the last trophies you got were or something. But yeah, this is the only one that didn't pop for me, so that's why I ended up using that glitch just to speed this process up and not have to do like a whole nother playthrough or a lot of materials farming, because I'd already done everything legitimately on the PS4 version without using the glitch. Had I known it was available to me, there's a very real chance I would have used it. But I don't think any of the miscellaneous trophies are known to not auto-pop, and same thing with the collectibles and the story. So it's just a weird, complicated process that doesn't work all that well, so just do keep that in mind if you were going to auto-pop the Platinum. Next up, we have what has been my main focus for the week so far, well, about the second half of the week. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 for the PS4. You can see that I did earn 1 trophy this week, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But my progress is not bad so far in this game. And in fact, I think I'm actually doing quite well for this week so far. And I will cover that when we get down to Personal Decorator. But you're going to get 11 trophies here for completing... Actually, 12 trophies here for completing the campaign on either Hardened, Veteran, or Realistic, but all of those will unlock along the way to completing the campaign on Realistic. But that's not even the hardest trophy in the game. So you just have to complete the campaign on any difficulty. I did that back in 2016, so I literally did not finish the game until a year after it came out. Yeah, that honestly does not surprise me, because I did not like this game when it came out. I mean, the zombies is fun and entertaining at times, but I did not like this game's campaign in the slightest. So then you have some miscellaneous trophies. So the Blinding Swarm and Firefly Swarm are just certain cyber abilities, same with the Unstoppable Force. This one, I guess, was a mission specific, but it looks like it was one of the first things I got. I think you do this in like the second mission or something during the Train Go Boom mission, because literally the only 2 things that people remember about this campaign are imagine yourself in a frozen forest and Train Go Boom, which at least it's memeable, I guess. 10 enemies in under 3 seconds. There's different places you can do this. In fact, there's several accolades that require this. You have to find all the collectibles in the campaign. Most missions have either 5 or 6 of them, so there are quite a few in the game, but of course you can just follow a guide and do it on Recruit. So I'm probably going to save a trophy like this for last. I'm not entirely... I think for this one, you would need that certain ability or enhancement that allows you to pick up enemy weapons, because for the most part, you can't do that in this game because they're biometrically locked to the enemies. So, this right here, this is the infamous Platinum Breaker trophy. You remember that realistic trophy up there where you have to complete the campaign on realistic difficulty, in which you die in 1 hit from pretty much everything, but you can do it in co-op? Yeah, that is one of the 11 requirements for this, because there's 11 requirements, plus there's one last one that acts like a platinum trophy in and of itself that unlocks once you get the first 11. I think that's what it is. But that's just one of the 11 main requirements for this trophy. Some of them are easy, like getting 2,000 kills and fully upgrading all of your cyber abilities. Stuff like that's easy. But then you get stuff like complete the campaign on realistic mode. You also get things like complete every mission on veteran without dying or restarting a checkpoint. And don't forget, the game has to pretty much be played with online servers active. I guess you can do it without, but it's really weird if you try to do it without. It was something really weird that happened with it, and it makes certain things like saving and quitting not work correctly. It's just a messed up campaign from start to finish with all of that. So you have the veteran one, you have to complete all of the campaign accolades, which are basically the same thing as what they were in Black Ops 2. Then you have to, what else is there? You have to get a really high score in the training simulator, which is apparently really difficult. And of course, there's the infamous get all weapons, camos, and attachments in the game, which requires you to farm about 650 kills with every primary weapon and about 150 kills with every secondary weapon, of which there are like 7. So, yeah, that comes out to a ton of kills and a lot of grinding. I have only maxed out maybe like 3 weapons so far, so we're not even really close on that. I'm slowly working through it as I work through the accolades, and so far, knock on wood, my wooden table, the accolades have not been too bad so far. At this point in time, I've done every accolade for the first 6 missions. There's 11 missions total. I've done every accolade for the first 6 missions except for a few of the no-death runs because I don't care about those. I was going to have to do those for the other part of Personal Decorator on Veteran anyway. And I think I'm missing like 1 score, so I need to just go ahead and go back and do that. I just didn't have time to do it before I recorded this video. That shouldn't be a problem, though. So for the first 6 missions, it hasn't been too bad. There's a few that are trickier, especially the ones at the very end of the 4th mission where you're on the boat section and you can't kill yourself if you mess up. Because in Treyarch's brilliance, they made a lot of these mission-specific accolades that are only done in very specific parts of each mission. And in their infinite wisdom, they didn't put in the ability to reset to your last checkpoint like most Call of Duty games allow. So I don't know why they thought they should leave that out of this game, but they did. So yeah, we're slowly working our way through this. I do have a group getting together for realistic and for the veteran run with no deaths or checkpoint resets. So I am working my way through that, getting the group together, and hopefully we'll be able to get started on it this week. I don't know how long it'll take because, I mean, this is not... Realistic's tough, and so is the veteran trophy, but at least they can all be done in co-op, which is good. And, I mean, for the most part, I don't think the areas of the game, for the most part, have infinite spawning enemies. I think there's only a few places where they do that, which is good. This one will come along the way with Personal Decorator. This one, I was going to say it's unmissable, but I guess it is because only 1.6% of people have it. This one is going to be gotten along the way to the decorations. I think that's another one is find all the collectibles. This one's basically unmissable while playing through the campaign. This one's unmissable while playing through the campaign. This one's pretty easy. You just have to have 3 enemies close together and melee them all. You might have to have a certain ability equipped. This one's super easy. This one is apparently pretty difficult, and I think it's part of Personal Decorator anyway. This one is very easy, and you'll probably get it naturally. There's currently a spider crawling down on his web down onto my table. I just saw him out of the corner of my eye, and he's currently crawling down toward the table. So let's hope he doesn't try to murder me. This would be another good trophy to do last. I think there's a few different places you can do this, even on like the 4th mission. There's a bunch of groups of them. Fully upgrade a cyber core isn't really anything too difficult. Unlock all the attachments for 1 weapon is going to be a part of Personal Decorator. 5 stun enemies in 3 seconds. That one, I'm not really sure where you would do that one, but I just need to look into those trophies at some point. And then you have Dead Ops Arcade 2. This is just activate it. You don't actually have to beat it or anything, thankfully, unlike, Cold War. Then we get to our Zombies trophies. And thankfully, the Zombies trophies in this game are, for the base game, I'm talking about the base game here, are extremely easy compared to many of the other Call of Duty games that have zombies in the base game. You have to complete all rituals, which looks like an Easter egg, but it's only part of the Easter egg. It can be done really early on in the game, and it's not even really that hard. In fact, when I was going back and doing the zombie stuff, I knocked out 8 of the 10 zombies trophies, as you'll be able to see here, in a single match. and the other two were like right after it. So it wasn't really even difficult to do. Like it's really not anything to worry about as long as you have some skill at zombies. So I did like 9 out of the 10 trophies in one day and 8 out of the 10 of them in a single game. So the Shadow Man, you can spot him after the rituals, I believe. Every type of gobble gum, that just takes like 5 rounds unless you want to spend points. 10 zombies inside of a store. That one's a little bit trickier, but it's not too hard. The Rocket Shield, 10 zombies in a burst. That's pretty easy once you get them grouped up. The Civil Protector in every district. I think that was the one trophy I didn't get in that single run of the level, or maybe it was something else. I'm not sure. No, it wasn't the Margwa one. I don't know which one it was then. Maybe it wasn't this one. Maybe it was. I'm not sure. 10 zombies ensnared by a Widow's Wine grenade in a single game is very easy if you can, once you get Widow's Wine. The 2 Margwas, this one just, requires you to have 2 of them spawn in a single round, which should end up happening fairly naturally later on. And then the Parasites, I did get this one back when the game came out because it's pretty easy as long as you're careful about it. And then finally we have our multiplayer trophies. So you have to reach the rank of Commander in multiplayer online. That's your prestige trophy. So those 2 trophies are easy, but of course this game is pretty much dead. So you are probably going to want to knock this stuff out sooner rather than later. Then you have these 2 specialist-related trophies. They weren't too hard to get when I went for them, but I'm not sure how they would stack up in the modern day with the servers being pretty dead. So I'm not entirely sure how these would be in the modern day. Hopefully they're not terrible. I don't know. I guess maybe it depends on the game mode. I don't know if maybe you can boost it if you get stuck on it. A lot of people have the trophies, but I'm willing to bet not a lot of people earn them anymore. So do keep those in mind. If you're going to start up this game, you would definitely want to knock out the multiplayer stuff pretty early on. That spider is currently crawling across my table, and I'm concerned that it will try to eat me. I normally don't kill spiders, but that one was kind of getting a little sketchily close to me. So yeah, that's it for the base game. All the multiplayer and zombies is done, so now we're just looking at the rest of the campaign. It's going to take a long time, don't get me wrong. I'm nowhere near having this one done. I think I'm going to do Black Ops 3 for Platinum 700, so I'm going to get like all but 1 trophy. And that's also going to include the DLCs, but I'm going to get all but like 1 trophy and then just do this for 700. Because I do already have plans for 650, and I actually probably need to get started on that fairly soon. Because it's only about a 20-hour Platinum. It's another PS3 shitter game that I'm excited to play. So as for the DLC, we have Awakening. This one, I think the guide says it's like a 4 out of 10. I am not knowledgeable at all on Black Ops 3 Zombies outside of the Zombies Chronicles DLC, because that was maps I was used to playing. So, Derizen Drock, you have to complete the Easter egg, obtain all the bows, do various upgrades, kill stuff, etc. We have Eclipse, that's the second DLC, that's the one that's Zetsubo no Shima. This one is also, I think, considered like a 4 out of 10 or something. What I'll probably do is just find people that are willing to carry me through this stuff. I'm sure that there are people out there that'll do it because this is one of the last zombies experiences in Call of Duty that's still played at all. Especially people that play like custom zombies and such. Then you have Descent. This is Gorod Krovi. This is apparently the hardest one. This is like a 6 out of 10 or something. This is the one that was broken for a long time. Then you have Revelations, which I don't think is supposed to be that difficult, but I want to say it's this trophy. You have to have completed all the previous Easter eggs before you do this one, including Shadows of Evil, or someone in your party has to have, and that there's like a trophy in this one that takes 50 rounds to get or something ridiculous like that. That activation of the turret one, I believe. The trophy I got this week was in Zombies Chronicles. Zombies Chronicles is, of course, the one that I know the best because it's the old maps. So you have a trophy from Shino Numa that's pretty easy as long as you know what to do. Ascension Escape on all 3 lunar landers is part of opening the Pack-a-Punch. The Space Monkey with a Fire Trap is very easy. You have the Easter egg for Shangri-La. It's not really that bad in this version of the game because this version of the game, plays better and you have access to gobblegums and such. I think you still need 4 people to do it, but it's not, as bad. Then you have this one. This is the trophy I got this past week for using the baby maker on each type of zombie. There's 3 types of zombies: the regular, the fire, napalm zombie, and the shrieker. And I think you also have to use it on a monkey. So I just knocked that trophy out just to get this thing up on my list so I could actually talk about it more easily. You have to do 2 things in Moon. You have the Easter egg. I'm not sure if that's the entire Easter egg or if it's like the PS3 version where you only have to finish about half of it. The excavator one, I'm not looking forward to this one. This one was awful on the PS3 for Black Ops 1. Origins, you have to do the Easter egg, which is much easier in this version because the game actually works. And the 4 challenges in one game is probably also easier because of that. Then you have the one in Nacht der Untoten, which isn't too terribly hard. It requires a little bit of skill, a little bit of luck, maybe multiple people playing. Kino's is real easy, just use the teleporter a few times. This one, I think, can only be done if you manage to get Deadshot out of the Wonder Fizz machine. I'm not entirely sure. I might need to look that one up, honestly. So yeah, that's everything for Black Ops 3. Progress has started. It's going reasonably well so far. I'm hoping to get started on Realistic this coming week with that group of people, so that would be great if I can actually get started on that and start making progress through it. And then we have a few more games to talk about. First off, we have Nowhere Girl. This is a Ratalaika visual novel game, and like the other Ratalaika visual novel games, it is a very quick and easy platinum trophy. This one takes around 5 to 10 minutes to get, and it's mostly just finish the game making somewhat specific choices, and there are 2 points in the game where you're going to have to make backup saves that you can reload to go for other trophies. Bad Driver's got a video guide. I want to say that at least like PS3 imports or PlayStation imports, whatever it's called now, has a text guide. That's what I follow, but you can always follow a video guide if you prefer that. So nothing difficult here. This is the North American PS4 and PS5 versions. Just, complete the game, making the certain choices, reload those couple of saves to make a couple extra choices, and you got your platinum. Again, it's a 5 to 10 minute platinum. I did this version in about 6 minutes. The other one took about 7. So, yeah, nothing else really to say about that. It's another quick, cheap, easy Ratalaika platinum. And finally, the game that I streamed on Saturday, My Little Pony, a Maretime Bay adventure. It's a My Little Pony game. I mean, I did Peppa Pig on stream, I did a Hotel Transylvania game on stream. It only makes sense to do a My Little Pony game on stream, and any other of these terrible kids media tie-in things. Maybe I need to do like the Ryan's Toy House games or whatever they're called, whatever that kid's $26 million worth of media is. Anyway, this is a very easy platinum trophy. There's no combat or enemies or anything like that. It's basically complete the game and you'll get most of your trophies along the way. So the first 4 trophies are all story related. You're going to get all these just while playing through the game. It's not a long game. You can beat the story in an hour and a half. I mean, that's how long it took me to get the platinum, was about an hour and a half. You can 100% the game in about that hour and a half. Because the only sort of side thing to do, there's no like side quests or anything. The only side thing to do is collecting the magic bits. There are 1,936 of them in the game, and you will need to collect 1,500 for all of the trophies. So you were allowed to miss quite a few, and I ended up getting all of them. I actually collected every single one of them naturally during my platinum run, with the exception of the highest level reward for one of the herding, wrangling mini games, whatever you want to call it. So I then went back and did that on stream because, I rented the game and just didn't want the stream to end after like an hour and a half or whatever. So I went and did it on the first try after that. So you can easily get the 100% in-game, including the platinum, within an hour and a half if you don't even have to know what you're doing. You just have to play through pretty quickly. So it's an easy platinum. You can skip all the cutscenes and stuff. This is technically a trophy that you might not get naturally. There's nothing missable in the game. You can go back and explore the world as much as you want once you finish the game. But the magic mirror, this is how you change the outfits on your characters. So just activate it once and change the outfit and you'll get this trophy. I don't think this one's story related. I think you do have to activate a mirror to get it. And then you have one other miscellaneous trophy here for the secret obstacle course in the town park. You just have to talk to a specific character that mentions something about an obstacle course a couple of times. And once you talk to them enough, they'll let you do it. Pretty easy, but definitely one of the rarest trophies in the game. I think it is actually. Yeah, it is probably the rarest trophy in the game because Yeah, the platinum's only 35%. I mean, I know that this is a game for like 5-year-old girls probably, but I'm a little bit surprised it's that rare because honestly, I mean, it doesn't take any skill to get through the game. Then you have 2 more story-related trophies here, and then 2 more story-related trophies. This one right here is the one you get for beating the game. So simply complete the game, get at least 1,500 of the 1,900-something magic bits, activate the mirror, and do the secret obstacle course, and you will have your platinum trophy. This is the North American version. There is a European version that I will not be doing. I got this off at Gamefly, by the way. I didn't pay for it because I'm pretty sure it's like $30 or something ridiculous like that. Speaking of ridiculously overpriced kids games, there's a third Paw Patrol game that I need to play at some point. So let's go ahead and sync up our trophies. Level 791, 77%. 23,899 total trophies, 638 platinums, 4,029 golds, 6,349 silvers, 12,883 bronzes. So, plans for the upcoming week. Let me pull up my notepad on here that has everything listed. I actually need to go ahead and change July just to August, August to September, September to October, and October through December to November and December. So current plans right now are August. Black Ops 3 absolutely is the main priority during this time period, is just to work on it and get through everything in it that I can and just, leave one trophy eventually for last. But I'm not terribly worried about it. I think it's just going to be more time consuming than anything. I know there's going to be a few tricky parts a bit on realistic and veteran without dying and probably a few of the zombies things unless I can find a good group to carry through it. But I'm not horribly worried about it. Then of course there's the Division, which is kind of getting put on hold while I work on Black Ops 3 because I'm a little bit more worried about getting through Black Ops 3 sooner. It's an older game with janky servers at times. September, GTA 5. October, The Division 2 and Dead Island Riptide. November through December, COD Classic, Shadow of the Colossus PS3, whatever's left of Uncharted 3, Conan Exiles, Outer Worlds, and other random games. I also will probably be getting started on Platinum number 650 in the near future because we are getting a little bit closer to that. We're also getting closer to 24,000 total trophies. And of course, I predict that there will be at least one more DLC for Horizon Forbidden West, as well as at least one more for Minecraft someday, but I don't know when those will come out. So that is going to be it for this video, guys. Please like, favorite, share, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell if you haven't already. As for videos and stream schedule, this next week should be pretty normal with all of that. I don't know yet what I'm going to stream because I definitely want to continue that basically casual 100% playthrough of Destroy All Humans 2. Just getting myself prepared for the Reprobed game that's coming out at the end of August. Very excited for that. It's only a month away. Can't wait. Definitely excited. So I don't know exactly what I'll stream. Maybe that, maybe some Fallout New Vegas, continue on with that. Maybe I'll get another awful kids game or something to play. Who knows? So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed and see you back here for the next one.